I know. Buddy's here early. No one else is here yet. I think my ninja.
So now I have to work.
Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry.
Should have showed us late.
My ninja says I still have an hour to cook on this chicken. And it's basically 1 o'clock. So I pulled out everything that was on the bottom of the ninja and put it in this this pot. And now it's done. I just need to get it all shredded up so we can have, some of us can at least have one little burger. And then when this gets done, we'll have it for tomorrow. So that's the plan. All right, see y'all later. All right, there's my red potatoes. That's a 5-pound bag. That's all I'm gonna do. I've quartered them, and right now they're soaking in water. It'll make them a little, after they're roasted, when I get them in the oven, it'll make them a little puffier, and it'll take out some of the starch. So I'm gonna soak them, I don't know, 45 minutes or an hour right here. And then they'll basically only need about 30 to 45 minutes to cook. So it's 11:30, got an hour and a half. I'm just gonna split that in half, and that's how I'll cook them. That's the time I'll cook, whatever that half of an hour and a half is. All right, and this is scaring me because this is my Ninja. This is lots of people ask me about my Ninja. You can't find this Ninja anymore unless you find it on resale. They updated and they made some kind of a newer model. But Mama's went out. I believe I got Mom one. I was trying to think, did I get Steph one? But I don't think I got Steph a Ninja. I think I got Mom one, and hers went out. But I don't know why hers went out. She had it a little bit shorter time span than I did. Maybe they cooked a lot, because Dad sometimes will do something on Monday, like he'll just cook a whole bunch of meat at one time, and then they'll eat on it through the week. But usually that's on the smoker or even on the grill. So I don't quite know what or maybe they just had a not so good one. Mine is still cooking. Mine's still going strong. But I didn't start, guys, I didn't sleep very good last night. And all of a sudden it was 9:15 when I woke up this morning. And I came in here and threw that chicken in as fast, because you don't have to do anything. You literally can put frozen, now my chicken wasn't frozen, but you can put frozen food in the meat in here. And put whatever you're going to use, all your toppings, if you're going to put a soup on top of it, like a condensed soup, whatever you're going to do, you can put it all in here and it can be frozen. And in 4 to 5 hours, you are ready to eat. But I put it at 9:30. It was not frozen. It was thawed out in the refrigerator, thawed. And I dumped barbecue sauce on it, because that's all I was going to do. Maybe salt and pepper when it's done. But I'm starting to get leery that it's not going to be ready by 1. So, I don't know. Might have to set lunch back to 1:30 or something. But I'm going to let it cook out its time and see what we get come 1 o'clock. And people may just sit and visit for a little while. Or I might get them out there working and put Levi's trampoline together. Then they'll come in and be starving. And it'll be ready. I don't know. But we'll see how things work out. And I'll show y'all. Hold on 1 minute. I'll see you. I will show y'all how everything comes out. And I didn't get a chance to do the pie. I'm not doing it. I got to doing things outside earlier. Rinse that cup out. No. I'll have to rinse it out. I don't want you rinsing anything over my potatoes. Give me 1 second, guys. Anyway, I'm just getting the house pulled together. The last couple of days I've been doing lots of stuff outside, so I've sort of let Levi have free run. And it doesn't take very long for free run to become overrun. So I've just been sort of pulling everything together. I just got the living room vacuumed, and I cleaned out the bird cage. Normally I do that on a Saturday, but I didn't do it yesterday. And basically I don't have a whole lot else to do, but anyway, I'm gonna vacuum the dining room, vacuum down the hallway, and I'll be done. So, and I'm not going to get rid of Levi's bed. I've had people ask, how's he liking his bed? He says he loves his bed. But, you know, Levi has off nights where he just doesn't sleep. And he went to bed fairly early last night in his bed. And I've told him several times, tell me if you don't like your bed. Tell me if your bed makes your back hurt. Tell me blah, blah, blah. And I keep telling him things and he will not tell me. And I'm telling you guys, I know some of you think, well, he's not going to tell you. Then some people have the opinion, well, he tells me when he does tell me when things, like yesterday he kept saying his finger hurt. Well, he had pulled back the cuticle on his finger. I clipped it with the clippers, clipped it off even. And then I found this to be a game changer for pain relief. I put Orajel on it. Just a dab of Orajel right on that little, and it stings for a minute, but that painkiller in Orajel is like a miracle worker on little things like that are tender. And every time you know, when you have a cuticle, it's like that's the hand. You probably hit that hand or that finger the same amount of times when you do things through the day. But when it's hurt, it's got an injury, it's like you hit it more, and you probably don't, but it feels like it. Anyway, so I'm just saying, he does tell me when things don't feel good, or he doesn't feel good, or he hurts somewhere. And I keep asking him, did he, does he? And then last night I got to thinking, I don't want to change my whole room, because it's my room. And I get that he doesn't want to sleep in his own room. I don't know why, because he always has. I mean, I have pictures. Hold on one second. I have to turn the TV down. And he's in his room right now. He's in his room right now making lists. He's been in his room. When I woke up this morning, he was already in his room. He has a futon in his room, and it's always up in a couch. Now, when Caden stayed here, Caden and Connor stayed one time. Elora didn't stay, I don't think. Maybe she did, because she would have slept in my room on her pallet. Caden slept in Levi's room. I opened the futon up and made it, and I put a big egg crate thing, those little foamy things, egg crates, I don't know what they're called. Anyway, I put that on there, then put a sheet over it, and that's where he slept. But I think Connor slept on the couch. But anyway, Levi has always slept in his own room. I mean, he's always come to my room at different times throughout his life, because he had his own room, he had his own bed, he goes to bed in his own bed, and eventually at some point in the night he'd come to my room. It was like that the night of the fire. The night that we lost the house in the fire, he was in his bed asleep, which is so crazy because the fire started in the kitchen. And he came out of his bedroom, which was the old house was what they call 4 square. So basically, I mean, it had an upstairs, but downstairs it was 4 big rooms. Now, we had an addition on the back, which was like a den and a laundry room, but the main house was 4 square. And it was set up kitchen, bedroom. The bathroom was an addition, because in the 1840s, well, maybe by then they were starting to get bathrooms, but when the house was built, originally down here, up on the hill where Lester lives, that's where the original house sat. Then when it flooded one time and came across that field, Grandma Morrow wanted the house brought. They knew that there was water not down where I'm at now. So that was in the 1800s. So water had come across that field before. And she had them take it down and bring it down to where I am now and erect it back up. Well, I think they rolled it down. But when they got it here, they added the upstairs to it. So the back 2 rooms was a kitchen. Was a dining room originally. Dining room, bedroom. Coming forward, you came through just a doorway that's divided the whole house in half. A doorway that came into their living room and another bedroom, which was mine. So the 2 bedrooms were like this. And the closet in my bedroom, when you went in, it was slanted because that's where the staircase went up. The staircase, the doorway to go upstairs was right at the doorway where you came from one section of the house into the other. Originally, the kitchen would have been outside. The bathroom would have been an outhouse. But those had been added later, and I turned what was the kitchen when I moved in, and it was Nanny's old kitchen. I turned that into a den and brought the kitchen into that middle room, which was the dining room. And my living room was so big, I had the dining table against over here in this corner. And it was a big dining, not quite as big as mine is now, but it was a big dining table. And the living room, and a wood heater. And I mean, it was a fairly big house, but it was what they called 4 square. So when the fire started, and it started in the kitchen, he come out of his bedroom through that. And that's what I'm saying. He never came in my room and said, Mom, the house is smoky, or Mom, there's a fire, although there wasn't fire. And I don't know if I've talked about that before, but anyway, the fire didn't come till later. It got so hot in the house that it blew out the window in the kitchen. By then, we had already got out of the house. I'd moved him, through the window and out. And the window blew when the fire department pulled in. They were there, and the guy was in front of his truck putting on, we have volunteer fire department. He come out and he had those boots that have the things that look like waders, I guess. I guess that's how they come. I don't know. Anyway, he brought them and sat them down in front of his truck. And while he was putting his feet in those boots, that kitchen window blew out. I mean, the glass just blew. And then it looked like fire was everywhere. But the whole time I was getting him out of the house and all of that kind of stuff, and talking to 911 and walking, I walked the whole house. And windows, his bedroom, the kitchen, the den, all of that. You couldn't see, my room wasn't, you didn't see fire. You just didn't see anything. And I was telling her, there's no fire. It's just smoke. It's smoke everywhere. And she kept trying to call Dad and Mom, because I had tried to call them and they weren't answering. And she was saying she's still trying their line, but no one's answering. I guess she was trying to get my daddy down here for me, because I'm trying to call my dad. But, because I thought Dad was going to show up and say, oh, well, look what you did right here. Look what's going on over here. This breaker's on fire inside the breaker box. I mean, there could have been so many things, and I just thought Dad was going to fix it, and it didn't turn out that way. Anyway, he come right through the house, through that smoke and everything, come into my room, shut my door, and got in my bed. And he was in high school. So that's what I'm saying. He's always done it. So I don't want to change my whole room because Levis wants to sleep in there. That's why I thought the chair would work out. And as of right now, it is, but I got to thinking, if I wanted to have him a bed off the floor, basically it's going to be another twin size bed. I'm not going to put a full in there. I got to thinking, well, I could easily, I hate to get rid of my headboard and footboard are antiques, and I love them. I love them so much. But if I feel like that's where it's going, that I'm going to have to, because I don't have enough room with the doorway going into the master bath here, and the closets are over here, and there's a window here. I have that one solid nice wall that I thought would be the good headboard wall, So I'm thinking that if I have to go in another direction, then I would go and hopefully could find what looks to be, because I didn't have day beds like they have now, like with the trundles underneath them. They didn't have those in the 1800s or the 1900s, the early 19s or 1920. They didn't. Day beds are a fairly new thing. So I was just thinking maybe I could find a nice white wooden with a day bed with that nice scallopy back on it that you see like my bed has. And I'll put it right there where my bed is now, which means it would only come it's only going to come twin size room out, twin size width, not length. I'm going to put it along the wall a long way. So like when you walk in and it's not out, it looks like you're looking at a couch across the room, because that's basically what they do. Like a deep couch. It'll be right there where my headboard is. That'll be the backboard to the day bed. And then that leaves a lot of room from the edge of the bed toward the closet that another bed could be there. So if I get one with the trundle that pops up, then we'll both have twin size beds in my room. I can just put his away. It might come down to that, but anyway, I don't know. All right, so I will, I've got a little bit longer on these potatoes soaking. Like I said, I'm not going to do the apple pie. I don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like doing it. So I don't even know who else is going to come. I feel like it's going to be maybe Dustin and Jill, but I don't know. And I know Mom and Dad. I know Buddy and Steph. So I don't know if I'm going to do the apple. I just don't think I'm going to do the apple pie because I know that in just a few minutes I got to throw the potatoes in. So I just didn't get off to a good start this morning. And like I said, I don't know. He went to bed fairly early, but then he was up early. So it was like 2 o'clock this morning. He was already in the living room watching TV. And I said, no, you're not going to be up. Do you want to sleep in my bed or are you not sleeping? He goes, I'm sleeping good. And I said, well, you're not sleeping. You're in the living room. And I said, do you want Mama to get in your bed and you can have my bed? And he said, I'll just sleep on the couch. So it wasn't like he cared to go back to bed. He just was in here watching TV. And I said, then lay down and cover up and turn your TV down low. Because when the TV's down low and he's covered, eventually he'll drift back off. I don't know if he did, but I know that I slept until after that. I woke up, well, I can tell you this, I woke up again at 4 something and I could feel my, boom, 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 my whole house, boom, boom, boom. And I didn't even want to come down the hallway. I picked up my phone, turned on the camera and looked down at him and I said, I told you to lay down. So he flopped over really fast. I could see once he lays over, I can see the edge of the couch, but I could see his hand doing the remote. That had been 2 hours and he was still up. So I don't know why he didn't sleep last night. But after being woke up a couple of times, the next thing I know, I fell back asleep and it was it's almost 9:30 when I got up. I was able to get this stuff going by 9:30. But, I mean, it didn't take me 5 minutes to come down this hallway like a lightning bolt and pour everything in this pot and turn it on. But, so I don't know. I just didn't get going like I wanted to this morning. Anyway, I'm going to go. And I'm going to go get Jensen because right now it was like he's tearing up that Mr. Kitty Cat. Not a real cat, a stuffed one, but he is, he's a fighter right now. His stuffing will eventually come out because he is one of those that pulls till the stuffings come out. So I'm going to get on in there and get that out away from him and I'll see y'all in a little bit. All right, they're going in. I have seasoned them with a little bit of pink Himalayan and Uncle Chris's. That's an olive oil. I sprayed the whole thing, all of them with oil and tossed them so some olive oil was on all of them. And no pepper, just Uncle Chris's and a little bit because Uncle Chris's has some really good flavor. And they're going in the oven for the next 45 minutes. So I'll see y'all in a little bit. All right, this is all the potatoes that were left. And they were so good. Buddy said, Mom, what did you do with these potatoes? And I said, it's just olive oil, a little bit of salt, and Uncle Chris's steak seasoning. So now tomorrow, there was actually a little bit left. Now Jill and Dustin didn't show up, so I still have all this, but there was enough for somebody to have another sandwich. But this was the breast. It was what was on the bottom of the Ninja, and it was fully cooked. I put it in this pot, added a little bit of barbecue sauce, and then Buddy ground it up, shredded it for me. So but I have all of these thighs that are basically cooked now. Ninja's still on, and it says 17 minutes, but they're done. And so tomorrow, since Mama didn't want to cook for Memorial Day, she was just, Mama's burnt out, guys. Hold on. She even said today, she goes, do you know that we didn't see each other all week? And I said, Mama, I know. I said, and she's like, and Steph said, y'all didn't see each other all week? And I said, really? I said, I've just been, I made a joke. And I said, yeah, I'm sick of her. But I think we had the flood and the anxiety and all that goes along with what was going on. And then we had the cleanup. And you know that I just mowed my yard since I got the new belt and the solenoid put on there. And I mowed it a second time because the first time I mowed it high, then I waited a day and then mowed it low on the lower setting. But I feel like in the same way with like Mom. Now Mom's had kids. I don't have to worry about somebody dropping off some kids at my house. Praise God. I love my grandbabies. And I will pick them up from school when they ask me to and stuff like that. But I really don't want. I have no desire to keep some kids. Now I have Levi, so maybe that takes that desire out of me to have some kids around the house all the time. I just don't. I'm glad that mine are older, so they say, I said, well, you know where the refrigerator is, so you know where the snack drawer is. I don't want to have to help you. Just go do it. But yeah, so we will eat this again tomorrow. Mama said she has a tub of potato salad, so anybody that wants these potatoes I'll warm them up and they can be available. But if you don't want this kind of potato and you want potato salad, we'll still have chicken and we'll still have buns, and we'll still do that. And I've got some green tomatoes. I can do some fried green tomatoes on the side. But today we literally just had potatoes and little chicken sliders, barbecue sliders. So it was good. And Buddy said he'll put I got a new seat for my lawnmower. My friend David sat in my lawnmower when he put actually it was the last time, it was a year ago, when he was putting the belt on it and we couldn't get it on. And I called Lester to see if he happened to be over here, but he was on his way over here. So, because I'm thinking if he's over there at I'm a Survivor, then he can just run down here really quick. But he was actually on his way to I'm a Survivor. So we waited about 20 minutes. He showed up and him and David were able to get that belt on. I was no help. But I didn't have that long pry bar like Daniel has. That pry bar that Daniel used, oh my gosh, that made that belt so easy to put on back there. Now, granted, I didn't get down underneath. I had it pulled to one side around the pulley, but I was scared to go under the tractor like that. I don't like to be under the tractor when it's up on. I don't want to be under there. But Jake brought over a couple of Daniel's tools that Daniel had called him for, said bring these back to me. And Jake came over and said, Jake, while you're here, please do this. I don't have the strength. So, but Jake was able, but I mean, it was so much. He just pushed till it was completely around that pulley. And that day I was trying to help David do it. I couldn't do it. But when he was going to test out the mower, after he put the belt on, he flopped back in that seat. He's a big guy. And he's a little slimmer than Daniel is, but he's big, like 6'3", and big boned, and he flopped back in that seat, and somehow he broke that comes down from the back of the seat and goes under the seat. He broke one of those two supports that do that. They give you the seat shape, and at the bottom they're screwed in. He broke it where it looks like it's sitting up. Actually, you could lean really far back in it, and I sit up in it so I don't have to sit back in it. But I ordered the new seat. Somebody said he'll put that on for me. But anyway, sometime today. So lunch was good. It wasn't hardly anybody here, and it was lunch was good. Happy Memorial Day. Y'all have a great weekend. Have a great Memorial Day. God bless you. I'll see you later. Katie, I'm trying to do a video.